up, gangstas? So, how y'all doing? The sun is out in Oregon. It's been super nice, super lovely. A lot of cosmological shit going on out in space. I know English. Yeah, I feel like almost every day we're talking about new transitional things, you know, retrogrades and eclipses and all this shit. So today I'm gonna just get into the reading a bit. We know crazy shit's happening in the stars. like what's new, you know? Like, what's new? Blue Avians, philosophy, releasing karma, and mysticism. So this is kind of like that energy of like the philosophy you develop after you've like paid some karmic debt here, right? This really helps you dive into the more spiritual aspects of yourself, right? And having to kind of reflect on yourself a little bit. You know, because paying a karmic debt requires a level of like self-awareness, right? With the evens, mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition, it looks like somebody here is really picking up on some like, you know, the energy of like mysticism and mystery in both of these. Kind of feels like an intrigued energy, right? Like somebody who is like really feeling out how they feel about a situation rather than just like just going at face value, you know, using that intuition. Alright. And I say it every time this card comes up, but I'm going to say it again, because, like, I feel like it's relevant. Who knows, this could be the first time you watch this in my videos, right? But this little guy, the symbol right here on his shirt, that's the symbol of the sun in alchemy, right? Even I have it. It's all faded, though. I have to get that fixed. But, yeah, so I'm a cook, though, so that's to be expected. But it's the alchemy symbol for the sun, or alchemical gold, right? It's like the product of transmutation, right? Not the transmutation itself, but it's like what comes out of that, right? It's like the desired outcome, I guess, is the best way to like put that into focus a bit. Interesting. So we have a couple energies here. We have the Two of Swords in reverse coming out first, right? Air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't necessarily have to be that sign. It doesn't have to be relevant to a person that you know. It could be anywhere in your natal chart, or it could just simply be the energy of the card, right? Just to gain clarity on that. So Two of Swords in the upright is kind of like this energy of having your guard up, right? The flamingos here represent like swords, right? And the smoking caterpillar, Absalom, over here. My dude. I love that guy. But Absalom is sitting there with the two swords crossed in front of his heart, right? And so it's like this very guarded energy, right? If like when a dog becomes vulnerable with somebody else, if you notice, they'll like lay on their back and expose their belly, right? and it represents, at least, you know, through their means of communication, it's like trust, right? It's like, I know you're not going to stab me in the belly, you know, or whatever. It's like losing a defensive stance, right? With the Page of Cups here, this is like somebody, somebody who like has feelings for you, or it could be you having feelings for somebody. Could go either way, because I'm seeing a couple of energies here. So, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, right? That's swords is air, you know, going back to that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cups is water. We've got the Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I know these guys. But yeah, so freaking, yeah, it's really that like air and water energy, trying to navigate between like the intellect and the logic and the, you know, rationalizing shit to like emotions, which cannot be rationalized, right? They cannot be made sense of. Like, there's the abstract, right? And the Queen of Swords doesn't like the abstract. The Queen of Swords is all fucking business, right? The Queen of Swords is like that person that's like, you know what? Like, everything's just very cut and dry, you know, it is what it is. But with the Queen of Swords being in reverse here, I'm feeling the opposite energy, right? I'm feeling the energy of somebody who's like bringing their guard down. Like I said, her sword is now, you know, reversed into the other position, so it's a not so defensive stance against something, right? And with the Page of Cups, it could represent a not so defensive stance against like feelings or connections or something here. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse here. That's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, right? It literally could be any sign. I'm just telling you the energies of the cards, okay? But King of Pentacles in reverse here is the energy of somebody who feels a sense of lack, right? Somebody who is feeling like something's missing, or like they don't really have anything worth like really holding on to, and not like on a sentimental sense, right? Like, let's see. Gangsta, you a whole kind of person. Okay, so we have Three of Cups. I do see a lot of like distractions through like socializing, or could be drinking, right? If you notice, like they're all kind of drinking and celebrating, and it's like this energy of like you could be out socializing or, you know, distracting yourself, and this distraction is a method of detachment, right? It's like a defense mechanism. Yeah. So with the Six of Wands in reverse, as a result, somebody or something is feeling like under acknowledged here, I guess. Because Six of Wands is really the energy of acknowledgement. It's the energy of like the Queen Bee energy, right? And in reverse, you know, it's like kind of somebody who is feeling like under acknowledged. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, especially with the King of Pentacles in reverse here, this is the energy of like really learning and growing and developing. Seeing a lot of Absalom in your reading. And Absalom, the smoking caterpillar, you know, he's the philosopher. He's the one that's like, well, who are you, Alice? Right? And I think I did a video on this, like, fucking probably a year ago or something. But, like, who are you? That's such a great question. You know, you're not your name. You're not your body. You're not your job. You're not your position in your family. You're not any of those things, you know. And when you strip yourself of all these titles and categories and things, then like, well, who the fuck are you, right? And You're not your memories, you're not the past, you're not the future. You know, you are the decision that you make in the present moment, right? You are the intention that you have in the present moment. So we are ever changing and ever evolving, right? I mean, fuck, in one lunar cycle, we go through an entire, like, cycle of shifts and changes, right? As we've observed from, just observing, right? Just observing, like, seeing where the lunar cycles are, and we're, you know, like, creating your own data, like, what happens when certain things happen, you know, when certain astrological events happen, you know, like, document that shit, because we need that kind of data to really know, you know, like, data is, it should be something that we're constantly pursuing, especially, you know, in the field of, like, metaphysics, you know, like, I feel like we need data, we need, you know, so, like, I feel like learn your own cycles, you know, learn your own flow state, and it's kind of like when people realize that they're a mammal, right, and that after being like, why do I always get depressed in the winter, and then they realize, maybe it's not depression, maybe I'm a fucking mammal, right, like, because guess what mammals do when it's wintertime? They don't go work a 9 to 5 and, like, eat when they can. Like, no, they, like, feast. They, like, engorge themselves with food, right? And then they, like, go and take a long fucking nap because they know it's shit outside and they know they don't want to be out in it, and they've learned how to work within and acclimate to, like, their environments, you know, and so, like, humans really struggle to do that as a species, and it's kind of funny, because, like, it just kind of shows, like, how detached humans really are from, like, the earth. Like, obviously, like, if you ain't feeling natural to this place, if, like, the rhythms of the earth feel unnatural to you, like, why is that, you know? Like, let's start asking that deeper question. Why is this flow state not flowing, you know, because it shouldn't be so fucking, like, impossible to reach that, right? It shouldn't go against your nature, it should be a participant of your nature. And so that's, like, really what I'm seeing here. It's like you're learning and you're growing and you're becoming part of your nature. You're learning who the fuck you are, right? You haven't known all this time, right? All this time, you've not been the real you. You've lost your muchness, you know, with the King of Pentacles in reverse. It's like an energy of, like, yeah, at some point here down the line, somebody lost the muchness. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse too, I feel this energy of could have moved or switched jobs recently. Three of Pentacles is, like, a connection made through, like, some sort of financial thing, you know, so it's like it could be a roommate or a coworker or whatever, but it's like saying, like, there's a change in that. So you might have moved or switched jobs here, or, like, yeah. Seven of Cups tells me that you're pretty attractive, right? You're an attractive force. Seven of Cups means that you've got options, right? Like, perhaps, like, you got people just kind of, like, after that ass, right? So that's dope. I mean, everyone wants to feel a little, you know, like, appreciated, right? But it's funny because somebody here with the Six of Wands in reverse feels under-acknowledged. So, like, maybe you being such an attractive force, like, somebody is admiring you kind of from a distance here or something. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and I say that you're really in this energy of, like, closing out an old cycle and like, releasing, like, a heavy emotional burden, something that's been kind of, like, hindering your progress a bit in life. So, going back to the Six of Wands in reverse, with somebody feeling under-acknowledged here, with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel this energy of them kind of like deciding to kind of like let go, or like emotionally separate themselves from a situation or whatever, just kind of like, you know what, like, I ain't really gonna put myself on the line like that. You know, like, that's totally bananas. And just kind of like being cool with that. Like, I mean, the Queen of Cups is, you know, pretty mature, so when she makes that decision to like change her trajectory, you know, in regards to her feelings, it's kind of like this energy of like, you know, really empowering herself. And with the Knight of Swords here, there's something about this, and it's kind of funny. There's this energy that like, as soon as this happens, like the Knight of Swords comes rushing in, right? Queen of Cups, Queen of Water. So we got Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Could be the rising sign, because like the Queen of Cups in reverse really indicates to me somebody who is going through like an emotional level up or an advancement, you know, because they're learning what to accept and what not to accept, and what to invest energy into and what not to invest energy into. There's a lot of growth happening in this decision here, you know, and that takes a lot of maturity. And with the Knight of Swords, it's like all of a sudden this Knight of Swords, Knight of Air, rushing in like, what up though? You know, and it's kind of hilarious. It's yeah, because I'm looking at both, like, they're kind of like, both of the energies here, right? And it's hard to tell which one is which, to be honest. Like, you could be either or. I do see masculine, feminine energy, but that really doesn't say much about your gender, because, like, it's really talking about, like, a metaphysical energy of masculine and feminine, which we all carry. You know, it's just like who's leaning on what side a bit more, you know, in this connection. It has nothing to do with like your physical gender, right? I don't want to get all that mixed up. But I do see that. And there's just kind of like this energy. It kind of reminds me of like the twin flame journey of like the runner chaser thing, you know, like at first the divine feminine's chasing and she's like, oh, but you know, I just want it, you know, and then like the masculine's like, but I'm scared, and he flies away, and then you know, the feminine feels bad for herself for a little bit, and then like all of a sudden she's like, wait, I'm a bad bitch, like, what am I doing? And then she's like, okay, cool, I'm finally able to just like fucking forget about these kinds of cycles or these kinds of connections. Fuck all that, you know, like, I ain't about it no more. And then it's like, as soon as she gets in this energy, the Knight of Swords, bam. I mean, look how fast this guy's rushing in. And on the defensive, he's got the sword in hand. He's like, wait, no, don't go. I did not mean it. I was JK. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. She was like, I already let go. I already gave up. Like, it didn't feel like a real offer or a real, you know, whatever. And then he's all in the defensive, holding his little flamingo or his little sword, you know, because that's what it is, you know. And it's funny because he's got his sword here. He's got his sword here. So I'm seeing this energy of somebody just like sitting there kind of in the defensive, like, but what up though? Like, you know, the Page is a messenger, and this messenger is kind of a bit in the defensive, but it's somebody who either you're like, somebody here is gonna like send a message or whatever. It might be on the quickness with all this swords energy. It's very fast. But somebody's like, oh, wait a second, don't drop the ball now. What you doing? What you know about me? my lip glass is popping. I'm sorry, I don't know why that song just came to mind, but whatever. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, basically in the Two of Pentacles, it's somebody weighing out, like, their options. It's somebody who really has something to think on, right? Like, at this point, they've got both balls in their hands, right? It's like, the feminine's like, here, take your ball back, you know? And then they're like, oh, wait, fuck. Now I've got to juggle these balls, right? And, like... And it's kind of this energy of, like, deciding on, like what path they're going to take, like, how they're going to respond in a situation, or how they want to make a situation, or whatever the case. Let me just, let's draw a clarifier on this Two of Pentacles here. What do you want to happen? Okay. Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning, right? So what you want to happen is a passionate new beginning. Six of Swords in reverse is like you don't want somebody to, like, go, right? And the or did I say Six of Wands? Six of Swords? Six of Swords in reverse, but I pulled it up to the upright so you could see, like, in the upright, this is a card of, like, walking away or leaving a situation, kind of like tail tucked, like, whatever, you know. But with it being in reverse for you here, it's like this energy of, like, not wanting somebody to, like, walk away from a situation, or not wanting to walk away from a situation. On the contrary, with the Knight of Swords, it's kind of like fucking jumping head first, hoping that it's the deep end of the pool, right? It's like, you don't even, you're just blindly cliff jumping, dog. That's what it feels like. You're like, you know what? Fuck. Like, fast fucking decision making here with the Two of Pentacles. It's like you just, it's like you're thinking about it for 2 fucking seconds. Alright, what's your advice from Spirit? You're like, I know what I want, whatever. Ooh, bananas. Yep, literally. That's hilarious. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna haha. So, or when I said that, the Two of Wands came out in reverse, which means that you became very decisive, or like, and this could also, because it's in your advice, it could be saying, like, advising you to be very decisive, right? And with the King of Cups in reverse, maybe not think with, like, your emotions, like, use your logic at this time, because there's a lot of swords, and it's telling you, like, give yourself time to be decisive, you know, or, like, really, you know, yeah, because it's showing me a whole storyline here. It's like, recently you stopped talking to somebody with the Knight of Wands in reverse, right? Because your current energy is like this Four of Swords, like, this is somebody, like, rebooting or, like, restarting after, like, having left something very, like, traumatic or big, you know? It was, like, an emotional kind of fucking roller coaster, right? And it's, like, you finally feel, like, comfortable and secure, and, like, you can do this, like, you're, you know, you're figuring shit out, and with the Knight of Wands in reverse, you know, like, no longer communicating with somebody, could have been a fire sign, Leo, Sag, Aries, But whatever, it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse tells me that you've recently separated from somebody, right? And that's why you're in this kind of relaxed mode. With the Magician in reverse, it's like you weren't even like trying to manifest a connection here. And also, this is the card of like awareness, self-awareness, like really looking at a situation, disillusionment, right? I feel like, you know, it's time to like really like put everything into perspective and look at the facts, right? Don't just like listen to the thoughts in your head, but like look at the plain old facts laid out in front of you, you know? And then move based on the facts presented, right? Because you're going to hear a lot of talking, right? But not everybody's talking matches up with their actions, right? So it's like, it's saying that, you know, I feel like that matters. I feel like that matters. And you don't want to find yourself with somebody who, like, starts feeling like a disappointing energy in your life, you know, like, because, you know, you wanted to, like, give to an energy, and there's just this, you know, inability to do so, like, because there's so many walls or whatever, so much, like, guardedness. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, more of that fire energy. And this is the energy of like an angry feminine, right? Or like a feminine that's like, that's kind of the energy I'm really feeling here, right? Kind of going into Maleficent mode a bit. With the Ace of Swords, this is like taking back their power, right? And like choosing to like redefine themselves, you know, and really like showing like their position, their stance, you know, wearing that crown. With the Chariot in reverse, going back to that Six of Swords in reverse, somebody really doesn't want somebody to go away here. It's kind of like this energy of just like, don't go. It's Cancer energy and air. Right? This can go back to that ascendant, right? We talked about how I felt that could be Cancer ascendant. I kind of go back to feeling that with this card. So we have the King and Queen of Cups in reverse. I just noticed. That's funny. We have divine counterparts showing up here, right? And it's funny because like both of y'all are like, I don't want to get my feelings hurt. I don't want to be in my feelings. I'm just gonna like not be in my feelings, right? And it's like, it's just very Swords energy for a very air energy, right? Or very water energy, sorry. What was that? Yeah, there's just like this energy of that. And with these wands in reverse, it could be somebody that, like, you're not talking to, or, like, somebody who's made a decision to not talk to you anymore, or vice versa, you made a decision to not talk to them. The Moon Pisces energy is showing up, and it's all about, like, somebody discovering something or something coming to light. Really seeing under, like, disillusionment, right? Like we talked about with if you think about the magician being an illusionist, you know, when the magician's in reverse, that's disillusionment. I feel like there's a lot of intuition. We're going back to divine counterparts again. It's interesting because where the masculine is showing up in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse, where he is kind of in this energy of dropping the ball or letting go of something. The Queen of Pentacles, no, sorry, I'm thinking the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles in reverse is like the energy of lack, right? Like something lacking. But also it could be the energy of dropping that ball, right? It's very similar energy. So like, you know, he could have been in the energy of like letting go or having a sense of lack, like something's, you know, but this feminine, the Queen of Pentacles, is showing up, you know, very earth energy, very grounded, and it's like, and she's just kind of like focused on her gratitude and, you know, not feeling a sense of lack, feeling a sense of abundance, actually, you know, and kind of coming from like, it's the yin and the yang energy, you know. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like the energy of somebody who wants to be like self-made, you know, somebody who, you know, going back to that crown, you know, she's wearing the crown, but it feels like, yeah, somebody wanting to be like independent and wanting to, at the end of the day, say like, you know what, I actually accomplished all this on my own. I actually like did it myself. You know, I didn't have to like do shitty shit or whatever, or depend, you know, on like shitty, you know, whatever. How am I trying to put this? Like how some people like get into relationships and stuff out of a fear of like, or codependency, you know. It's kind of the opposite energy here. It's like this person was able to like avoid that because they focused on their abundance, right? They focused on their own stability, what they wanted to accomplish for themselves, you know, how they want to do things for themselves. With the Empress in reverse, so we have the opposite energy. It's Aries energy showing up. It's literally the same as the Queen of Wands in reverse. Somebody who might be mad, or just like have a grudge. But yeah, the Empress is the mother card, right? It could be baby mama, baby daddy energy, but also like, you know, it is what it is. But with the Empress in reverse, I feel like you've got like two kind of feminine energies showing up here that are very opposite. And going back to the Two of Pentacles, this could be like kind of the situation that you're in if you are the king of, or the masculine in this situation, either, or you're one of the feminines, who knows, but like it looks this way. It looks like I'm talking to the masculine, and it's kind of like looking at the options that you're weighing right now. And understanding that like you're going to have a change of heart here with the King of Cups in reverse, and you're going to be letting go of something with the King of Pentacles in reverse. With the Two of Cups in reverse, it could have been like an on and off kind of cycle, but eventually get very like decisive. Alright, is there anything else before we close this out? Eight of Swords, or something that you don't see coming yet. Or something that you did not expect, something that caught you off guard. Something that took you out of left field. You're like, wait a second, what? And with the Four of Wands, it really changes your mindset towards a situation. And it's kind of going from like this non-committal kind of like energy to like committal energy, I should say. I don't like calling this a marriage card because fuck marriage, right? I don't want to promote it. I don't want to make it seem like that's something that people should strive to do. No, I don't believe that the government should be involved in your shit. So from my personal perspective, I like to call that the commitment card. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like a marriage type of commitment either. It's like, it's kind of, it could be like a new home. It could be like, you know, getting a new job, or like, you know, it's a new kind of thing that you're committed to. You know, and with the Eight of Swords, that's what I'm seeing. Like, you might not see this coming, or like it might catch you off guard. You might be like, what? You know, but with the Moon card, it's like something just kind of like comes to light here, and something just like clicks into place. Or you might catch somebody off guard. Whatever the case, whoever is in what situation here, I just read the cards. But yeah, anywho, I hope you, oh wait, let's get some colleague cards. I like these. I feel like, because I'm not super like tactful on my delivery, you know, of the messages. So like, I like these cards because they help like basically summarize what I've already said, but better. Smashana Kali. Life as you've known it will change radically. And this can be a welcome release. Kali is not quiet and subdued in the cremation ground. She is wild and vital. Kali brings energy and aliveness to situations where there would otherwise be none. She brings an end to stagnation that has been depleting your life force. Alright. Anything else? Devi Ma Kali. No matter what you've done, no matter how many mistakes you've made, Kali is here for you always. Yours is a safety and sanctuary of her divine love. She is your soft place to fall and your kindest and most enthusiastic advocate. Let her shift your experience from endless tasks and ever greater expectations into sweet relief and comforting connection. Vishvamata. I wanted to see if it would come out again. I like to play games. I don't know. I want to know. It like fell out, and I wanted to know if it would come back. So I put it back, and I shuffled it up a bit, and it fell out again. Sorry. Anyway, although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from what is transpiring when the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated. These circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. But yeah, anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you guys, and I'll catch you later.